I have dreams that feel super real, not like normal dreams. In them, I met someone special and fell in love. But now it's getting hard to know if I'm dreaming or if it's really happening. Want to see what happens next? Keep watching. Ever since I was little, my dreams have felt as real as the world around me. There's this special place I go, a sandy beach with a big pile of brushwood near the shore. The sea's always there, sometimes wild and loud, sometimes calm and still. That's where my adventures begin. I can almost smell the salty air and feel the sand under my feet, even when I'm awake. I was only 3 when I woke up one night, my tiny heart pounding like a drum. I screamed so loud it hurt my throat. "A policeman! He was here!" I cried, my little fist clenched tight, eyes wide as saucers. My room was in a quiet corner of the house, so no one heard me at first. My nurse Jane was outside talking to the gardener. But then Harper, our housekeeper, rushed in. She was my favorite, always kind when I needed her most. "Georgie, dear, what's wrong?" she asked, her voice soft like a warm blanket. "I saw him, Harper. A policeman, just like Jane said." "He was right here," I sobbed, grabbing her hand. "Policemen don't sneak into houses, love. It's just a bad dream. Hold on to me," she said. Her warm hand settled my shaking, and soon I drifted back to sleep, safe with her there. Later I learned Jane had talked about a policeman we'd seen that day. Harper wasn't happy. She didn't like anyone scaring me. By the time I was 6, I found something incredible. Lying in bed, I could make up my own stories. It started when my mom stopped a tale halfway, and I finished it in my head. I was a prince, fighting dragons, and I kept it secret so no one would tease me. Those stories turned into dreams, and they always started at the brushwood pile. Kids laughed and ran races with me there. Ships sailed up to the shore and popped open like cardboard boxes. Sometimes, though, things got weird. I'd get stuck on giant steps, singing times tables when I really wanted to knock down houses. In my dreams, there was a princess, Annie Louise. She had golden hair that shone like the sun and a sparkling crown. She cheered me on as I battled dragons and buffaloes. I gave her the best names I could think of, Annie and Louise together. Once, after a real swim that scared me, I dreamed I was sinking under the waves. I thought, poor Annie and Louise, she'll miss me. But there she was on the beach, laughing, saying something funny about a duck. Her laugh lifted me up, and suddenly I was walking out of the water with flower pots on my feet. Silly stuff I'd never do awake. When I was 7, my family took a trip to Oxford. It was a big, busy city with tall buildings and streets that went on forever. I couldn't wait to see the buttery, imagining something slippery and fun, but it was just a room where a friendly man gave me bread and cheese. Later that day, though, something amazing happened. We went to a show called Pepper's Ghost. The theater was dark, and the air buzzed with excitement. I gripped my seat, eyes wide as heads floated around, skeletons danced, and Mr. Pepper's deep voice made my heart thump. Next to me sat a little girl in black, her hair just like Alice from my favorite book. Our eyes met, and it felt like we'd always known each other. "I've got a cut on my thumb," I said, showing her the bandage from my new knife. "I'm so sorry," she lisped, her eyes soft with worry. "Does it hurt?" "A lot." "Maybe I'll get lockjaw," I said, trying to sound brave. She touched my hand gently, and my heart skipped a beat. She felt like someone from my dreams. My nurse pulled me away, saying, "Don't talk to strangers." But she wasn't a stranger to me. As the show ended, we nodded at each other, and that night, Annie and Louise looked just like her. Years later, school took over my life. It was hard. Cricket, football, races every day. I started as just another kid, but I pushed myself. I got stronger, led my teams, and ended up head of the school. I looked after 70 boys, stopped their fights, and kept everything running. It was tough, but when they listened to me, I felt proud, like I'd earned something big. After school, I wanted to serve my country, so I joined the army. I trained at Sandhurst, then got sent to India. It was so hot, and I felt alone at first, stuck in a tiny room with just a trunk. But I made it work, playing polo, riding ponies, figuring out my job. One day they put me in charge of 20 rough soldiers at a muddy fort by a river. They were always brawling and drinking, so I brought in boxing gloves and taught them to fight fair. It worked. They got along, and we even raced and wrestled. The locals loved watching us. When we got back, my men bragged about me, and I stood a little taller. Through it all, my dream stayed with me. The brushwood pile was always there, waiting. Sometimes a scary policeman blocked my way to a place called the City of Sleep. "I'm Policeman Day, back from the City of Sleep. Come with me," he'd say, his voice sharp. I'd wake up trembling, but other nights were magic. Once I found a little steamer by the sea road. I jumped in, and it raced across the ocean to places marked Hong Kong and Java. At the world's end, it stopped in a marble lock with lily pads all around. Someone was waiting there, someone I'd traveled so far to find. I couldn't see them, but I felt everything was okay. One night I was so happy I could burst, desperate to find her, the girl from my dreams. I leapt off a ship, and the water turned into a giant map. Yellow and blue islands, names swirling like in a storybook. I tried to find my way, but the islands slipped under my feet, and I was lost. Then she came, my friend from the dreams. She ran to me, grabbed my hand, and we took off. "This leads to our brushwood pile," she said. Her hand felt warm, like home. We rode the 30-mile ride, the sea crashing beside us, but I knew we'd make it. I reached the down with the lamp, slipped off my pony, and stood by the brushwood pile, safe again. The next morning I thought, I'm figuring this out. The ride, the sea road, the lamp. They fit together like a map in my head. But my days weren't just dreams. I was with my regiment, marching for months, hunting, fishing, really living. I joined the tent club, chased boars on horseback, and caught huge fish. Then they made me adjutant. Me. I was proud, but it was hard. Mistakes hurt, and some men didn't like me. Still, on parade, seeing my soldiers ready and strong, I knew it was worth it. The dreams kept coming, no matter what. Sometimes we'd be stuck in dark mines, her voice guiding me out. Other times, we'd walk through rivers without getting wet or light cities on fire just to watch. But it wasn't always fun. They chased us, and I'd hear her call, "Boy, boy," from far off. I always found her. We stayed near the sea and the downs. It felt safer. I even started drawing this dream world. It's real to me, like a hidden place. Then everything changed. A small fight on the border turned into a real war, and my regiment was right in it. I was excited. Time to prove ourselves. We fought hard, got trapped, but fought our way back. I carried injured men, blasted a gate open under fire, just doing what needed doing. They gave me medals and a promotion, but I didn't brag. It's the job. Through it all, my dreams never stopped. They're my other life, my escape, and I can't shake this feeling. They mean something. Something's waiting for me, something real, beyond that brushwood pile. My dreams aren't random. They're leading me somewhere. What's hiding beyond the brushwood pile? Click on the next video to find out what happens next in my story.